Three, two, one, go. There's that. So, Seattle. Seattle. We will start with Seattle. Don't know where to start this story because there's so many parts of this story. So we'll start with Seattle. Okay. So after years and years of living in LA, on the streets of LA, Venice Beach, traveling all around the country in so many crazy ways, just drinking and drugging and being crazy on drugs and alcohol with a bunch of other kids like me. I wanted to get away from all that and get sober and stay sober, so I left LA and everyone I knew and went to Seattle alone and to try to be sober and start a new life there. So I quit drinking and quit doing drugs and quit hanging out with all kinds of crazy people and tried to stop being such a crazy person, but at this point I'd already gotten used to being homeless, so I was just in Seattle sleeping outside, sober, stone cold sober, cold turkey. Uh, and so this is what this video, this is what that looked like for me pretty much every single day, every morning, waking up on the streets of Seattle. In case you ever wondered what that's like, check it out. So I had just bought a tablet for the first time, and I was messing around with it and taking videos and stuff all around town because it's the first time I've had like a smartphone device type thing. So I was filming myself selfies for the first time in my life. I was never really much for one for doing that kind of stuff, and then I started doing it when I got a tablet in Seattle, and I thought it'd be someday a good idea to document the way I was living, especially if I ended up dead. Roll up that foam like a little burrito. Roll it tight, like the way like a burrito would be rolled that you buy like at those cheap little trucks on the side of the road. The really, really, really delicious ones. And you stuff that in the backpack, the sleeping bag. Stuff that in there too, and then you're good to go. And that's all you need. Sleep right on the concrete anywhere you go. I'd find all kinds of places to sleep all around town. I'd just wander around. This is a doorway in an alley behind a building that was under construction. Half of it wasn't even finished being built yet. Slept there for quite a while. It had a roof too, a roof and a little doorway to sleep in. Until the construction workers blocked it off with a bunch of stuff because they're assholes and they didn't want me to be able to sleep at night. Spent a lot of time in South downtown Seattle, which is known as SoDo, SoDo, SoDo. It's the industrial area, mostly warehouses and factories and train tracks and big trucks driving around. And every now and then I would take out my cell phone or my tablet and take a picture of what I was seeing as I lay down to go to sleep. Take a picture of exactly what my scenery was looking like. All these little places I would hide out under this stairwell, under this loading dock, the beautiful scenery of the industrial South downtown of Seattle, Washington. There's a spot I found where I slept a whole lot at this spot. It was like my own little camping site, kinda. It was on grassy gravel dirt patch and some tucked away little lot underneath the I-5 highway off ramp in Soto. There was all these giant highway construction cones and highway construction gear and equipment piled up in the corner, and I could just hide out in the middle of all of it. Nobody ever saw me, and I slept there almost every night for a while. And it's funny because I lived life for so many years, life on the road, and then the highway became the roof over my head. There was this one lot that was just full of abandoned old trucks that weren't running. Hopefully they weren't running. Hopefully they weren't running over my head at night when I sleep, in the daytime too. I'd lie down underneath the tractor trailers of these trucks and stretch out between the axles. Cozy. Look, you can see my feet right there in my sleeping bag. A few blocks away, there was this thin stretch of weeds between the highway and a set of train tracks. I think it was dead tracks because that train car never moved anywhere. It was always parked there. It was all mine for the taking because no one ever went down there. That's the highway going south to Portland, Oregon, and the train car going nowhere. It's all pretty funny now, years later, considering what I ended up doing halfway across the country once I left Seattle. So I was homeless, and sometimes I was sleeping in back alleys or in the parks of Seattle, the big foresty parks with tons of nature around. I'd crawl into the bushes and sleep in the bushes, the industrial areas of the cities. No matter where I would be, I would always see all the little details of the world that were beautiful in their own way in any place that I ever was.